All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to officially welcome you to another Mikey Live program. My name is Mikey Hutchinson, and we are coming to you live from the Spice Isle of the Caribbean. Folks, this is where it all happens. We are talking about the good, the bad, and the Mikey. So many things to talk about. So much things happening here in Grenada, Trinidad and Tobago, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and other parts of the world. But we're gonna spend some time on St. Vincent and the Grenadines today. And of course, there's a lot that's been happening here at home with regards to fundraising initiatives and so on for the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. 3 houses destroyed by fire here in Grenada. We are going to talk about that. We've just seen joining us on the program is the press secretary of the Prime Minister in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are going to be having a conversation with him in a moment. Man found dead on 1 week before his wedding day. Very unfortunate. We'll talk about that. An urgent call is made for water and other supplies for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We're going to talk to you about the ash and the destruction that it has caused so far and how it compromises the quality of life for persons in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Barbados, and here in Grenada as well. Help needed. And as well, there's a person of interest that the police is trying to find. We'll talk to you about that. Attack on law enforcement officers and the Royal Grenada Police Force. They are not taking this too lightly, and death in paradise. So we have that and more to talk to you about when we return on tonight's Mikey Live program. That let you know that the headlines was brought to you through the kind compliments of the Communal Cooperative Credit Union, the Housing Authority of Grenada, Courts Grenada Limited, Digicel, Nawasa. We've also got the Ministry of Health on board. We want to say thank you very much for sponsoring the program, and all the other sponsors to the program. We want to say thank you very much. Your contribution towards this program is not taken lightly. We are taking our first break, and when we return, we've got the news. Stay tuned.
The Small Business Development Fund is committed to providing support for your small business in these challenging times. We've upgraded our loan resources to ensure that your small business continues to thrive. Get business loans up to $40,000 with an unsecured limit of $10,000. Small businesses in agriculture, tourism, fisheries, and agro-processing will receive our unbeatable reduced interest rate of 3%. Get financial assistance for your small business today. Contact us at 459-0773 or via email at info.sbdf@gmail.com. The Small Business Development Fund, a program from the Government of Grenada supporting small business development.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Free delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, easy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex or give them a call 440-1015 or 440-1016 or check out their website hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store now has amazing deals, special discounted prices on wedding sets, watches, and selected jewelry. We sell top brand jewelry and watches like Citizen at the best price. We offer the best deals and customer service on the island. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays, 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store, located at the Esplanade Mall, St. George's, Grenada. Visit or call us today for 14-3114-232-1234 or WhatsApp 533-1581. Sale is on for a limited time only.
Safe, effective COVID-19 vaccines will offer protection against the virus, helping to prevent death and serious illness. But how do they actually work? Like other vaccines, such as the flu shot, COVID-19 vaccines will be given with a needle. This triggers an immune response in the body, which is the body's natural way of defending itself. The vaccine will strengthen your immune system by training it to recognise and fight against the virus that causes COVID-19. Vaccines may contain either killed or weakened versions of the virus that causes the disease, or a small part of the virus, such as a protein. There is no risk that you will get the disease from a vaccine. When your immune system recognises this virus or parts of it in the vaccine as being foreign, it responds by creating memory cells and antibodies that will protect you against future infection or disease. As a result, you'll be less likely to have severe COVID-19 symptoms after a vaccination.
We want to welcome everyone back to another Mikey Live program. Those of you who are just joining us, well, we say welcome to you as well. Folks, it's been a very interesting, let's say 72 hours in the Caribbean as we monitor what's happening in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's really sad to see what is taking place. We have seen the videos, we've heard the reports. And so we have, as our first story tonight, we are going to be talking to the press secretary of Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves, and he's Mr. Marshall, and we are happy to have him from his busy schedule. I know that he's been visiting the shelters, and so he had to take some time to be here with us. Good night to you, sir.
Good night, Mikey. Thank you so much for having me. Good night to all of Grenada.
Mr. Marshall, it's been a very interesting 72 or more hours for you guys. I know it seemed longer than it has been. How are things progressing now? Tonight, I know you've been out in the shelters. What's been happening on the ground now?
Well, for the purpose of this interview, Mikey, please, I'm Sion. You're my brother in Grenada. You've been doing some fantastic work in Grenada, trying to marshal some supplies for us, and I really appreciate that. The people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines appreciate that, so we can dispense with the formality. We could dispense with the last name. You're Mikey, I'm Sion, and I'm really, really happy to be on with you this evening. Right now in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, I think what is happening is that individuals are getting settled in shelters. Now that may sound like an oxymoron because they're not at home, and how do they get settled away from home in a makeshift situation? The reality is that they are making the best of the situation. They've been displaced from their homes. You know, you mentioned that this has been happening over the last 72 hours, but the truth is the volcano had been erupting effusively since December. And we were being warned, as it was being monitored by the volcanologists and other experts, that at some point it will or may erupt explosively. But so on Friday morning, that happened. That moment that we dreaded happened. Thankfully, the order to evacuate was given the day before, and so most of the individuals in the red zones were evacuated before the first explosion on Friday. There have been subsequent explosions. You see the image. You've seen the images of the puff of smoke or ash in the air. That has pretty much dispersed, although it's a bit hazy still. But what we have now in the red zones, we have now the movement of pyroclastic flows down the mountainside of the volcano, which is an even more dangerous phase of the explosion. Um, but thankfully, as I said, most individuals are out. They're safely in either shelters or with family and friends in the green zones. And so people are trying as much as possible to settle into the new normal of their lives.
And how challenging has that been? I know that there are parents with children, there are elderly folks, and there are people with existing conditions, diabetes, and the likes. How are they coping in those shelters?
You know, it would be a challenge. Now, first of all, let's not ignore the fact that we're in the middle of a pandemic. And so at a time when the protocol was physical and social distancing, you now have people, over 100 in some cases, crammed into a small place that's an evacuation shelter. So that's difficult. What the government has done, though, is for certain categories or certain types of individuals, the very elderly, the disabled, pregnant individuals, the government has secured guest houses and hotel rooms for those individuals. So those individuals needing special care and attention are in guest houses and hotels. Uh, those who are more able-bodied and can deal with the rigor of the shelter are in the shelters. But that doesn't make it any easier because they're able-bodied. The reality is that these individuals have been displaced from their homes. They're not in the comfort of their homes. They're comfortable sofas and couches and beds are not there, and so it's a difficult time, and currently we also have a significant water shortage issue because of the ashfall. The Central Water and Sewage Authority or Water Agency has been able to capture any water from the sources, and that has meant the depletion of the existing storage over the last couple of days. So there is also a chronic water shortage situation on the island, both for domestic and other purposes. And so that's why I appreciate very much, and I started with that, the drive that you have been doing in your home country of Grenada to assist us with water.
Have you been receiving assistance for water from other islands other than Grenada?
Today we had a vessel from the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, and that vessel brought with it some much needed supplies, including water, and other countries, Dominica, Barbados, and so forth, are all readying supplies for that we're going to send to St. Vincent. The solidarity and the support that has been coming from our brothers in the region has been overwhelming, and we're really grateful for that. It shows that sometimes when we are cynical about how CARICOM works, we may want to differentiate between the policy political aspect of CARICOM and recognize that the people humanitarian aspect of CARICOM is quite alive and well. The governments are reaching out, they are showing solidarity, the people are showing solidarity with us, and all of the governments are offering us help in one way or other.
No, and that's rather interesting how we have seen the entire region coming together for that one cause to ensure that St. Vincent and the Grenadines don't live through that situation for too long. And speaking of which, I mean, we have seen the kind of destruction that has been caused by the ash and by the volcano itself. And as you have rightfully said, this is all happening in the middle of a pandemic. How much of a challenge do you see this presenting to the government and its ability to meet its responsibilities, let's say, for the next 2 or 3 or 4 months?
It's going to be a significant challenge. Even before the volcano, one of the discussions that Prime Minister Gonzalez was having with the population, one of the conversations he was having, was the fact that if the economy doesn't pick up, if COVID goes on for very long, and the challenges and strain on the economy continues, they continue, you may well find that sometime down the road, the government may find it very difficult to come up with the $30 million per month that it needs to come up with for salaries and wages and NAS contributions and so on and so forth. Keep in mind that St. Vincent and the Grenadines, throughout the entire pandemic, never closed its borders, never shut down, never had a curfew, never had any type of restrictive measure. But at the same time, like other countries in the region, we had to put together a stimulus package. Uh, so we had a very generous stimulus package put together last year, and we've continued a lot of the salary measures, the measures that we've instituted to assist persons who had problems with their income. We still continue some of those measures. So it was always going to be a challenge if this pandemic was drawn on for much longer. Well, now, along with the pandemic, we have the volcano, and there is a lot of destruction in the path of the volcano. There is going to have to be a lot of rebuilding. First of all, cleaning and rebuilding. There are in the red zone, you have as much as 5 inches of ash on the ground. You have roofs caving in because of the weight of the ash. You have buildings being damaged. And all of the crops, so the farmers are going to suffer. You have that completely disappearing. So all of these things are going to have economic um, repercussions, and the government is going to have to deal with that and offer more assistance to individuals whose income have been displaced. So it is going to be a challenge going forward. And Mikey, you like I know that in another month or two we're on to the hurricane season. So the likelihood of going from one natural disaster, which is a volcano, into another is quite high.
That even in itself is really troubling. Do you have people who are trapped in the red zone for one reason or the next? Probably they didn't foresee the situation being so tough, and then now they are stuck there.
There may be one or two individuals who decided to tough it out, that they're not leaving. Uh, you know, for one reason or other. They thought maybe, they experienced 1979 and this can't be as bad, so they're not moving. They have livestock that they want to protect, so they're not moving. But at this point, especially with the beginning of the pyroclastic flows, the, the warning is get out completely. And I know up to this afternoon, the Coast Guard vessel went up to the northwest of the country to try and get a few individuals who we were told were still there, not trapped necessarily, but who were there refusing to get out. And so we were enlisting the assistance of family members to go with the Coast Guard and speak with them, because the Coast Guard has gone times before and individuals have said, we're not moving, we're staying here, we're staying put. But with the pyroclastic flow, which is an even more dangerous aspect of the eruption, we really are making every effort to encourage and get those individuals out of those that zone, because it's really really dangerous right now.
We understand that there are some farmers who have had a hard time leaving their animals behind. What's going on with that situation? Do we still have farmers in those areas who have decided to tough it out with those animals? And what is going to happen to those animals in the area?
You do have a few. As a matter of fact, I am from the red zone. I don't live there anymore, but I'm from there. So a lot of my family members are still there. And just yesterday, my brother made a very dangerous trek back into the red zone to as he say, change off his animals, go and move them from one place because he has cows to another. And I warned him against that. So there are people who, with livestock, felt it necessary to stay to protect the livestock, ensure they have fresh food and water. But at this point, the encouragement really is get out of the red zone because it's way too difficult. It's too dangerous.
Man, we know that it is really tough for all sectors of your society there, and we here in Grenada, we are going to stop at nothing to make sure that we can help you in whatever way possible. We have several drives on right now. We know that there are food drives, there are water drives, and so very soon help is I mean, I know that there's a shipment that arrived in St. Vincent and the Grenadines of water today, and you have more help coming from the people of Grenada. We wish you all the best, and may God bless you, your government, your family, and we hope that this is going to not last longer than it should.
Thank you so much, Mikey. The experts say it may last weeks or months. I didn't mention this, but we have about 3,800 individuals in shelters. This is not, the displacement is much greater because, as I said, individuals are with family and friends. But as far as the shelters go, we have about 3,800 individuals there who've been displaced. Like I said, I'm going to repeat, the need for water is great because of the shortages we have. because of the ashfall in the water catchment areas. So that drive that you're doing in Grenada, we really appreciate it from the people of Grenada and all our brothers and sisters throughout the region. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me, and I really appreciate and much thanks to the government and people of Grenada for everything that they've done so far to assist us in this very difficult time.
Sean, no, we appreciate you guys. I mean, and yourself. I know that you're working hard on the ground, doing what you do best, and so I know that with people like you around, your people are in good hands.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate the sentiments.
All right, all the best and stay safe.
Have a good one. Thank you.
You likewise. And folks, that's Mr. Sean Marshall, and he's the press secretary of Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves, and of course he's giving us an idea as to the situation in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We have committed to assisting in whatever way that we could, and we will. We started our water drive today, and we collected close to, I think it's just over $6,000 in cash today from persons who were just walking by and giving donations. We have collected a few hundreds of cases well. We are targeting 2,000 cases, and by all indications, we'll get there. We are continuing the drive tomorrow so that we can get everything shipped out ASAP. You can check us out at the drop-off center that is in front of WFM Radio, Cross Street, St. George's, from 9:30 tomorrow, God's willing. We're going to be there. For those of you who did not have the opportunity to donate your water or cash, you have that opportunity to do tomorrow, for the better part of the day tomorrow, so that we can, at the end of the day, get everything ready to head out to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So yes, you still have an opportunity to donate towards this drive. You can hit me up a little bit later on, and we can discuss how you can make a contribution. In fact, persons who are abroad in the USA, in particular, you can check out Ala Sam on the live, or you can send the funds to a family member here in Grenada who will then in turn drop it off to us, and then we will go to the water companies to get the water. If you need proof that they delivered the money, we can provide them with a receipt and an approved stamp that we did get that funds that you sent. All right, so it's a very transparent process. We've had the Indian community, we have had the Grenada Bus Association members, we have had quite a bit of businesses who've contributed towards this initiative, and we want to say thank you for so doing. In other news, as we continue, and we're going to get back onto that St. Vincent St. Vincent story in a moment as we continue with other things. Today we've learned from the police, the Royal Grenada Police Force, that 3 houses were destroyed by fire over the weekend, and they're saying it was a very eventful, it was a very active weekend for the fire department, moving from one fire to the next. You understand? I know of a few people who were involved, whose houses were destroyed by fire. Very sad, very sad. In fact, here's the head of the Community Relations Department, Superintendent Vonnie Cohen, speaking about these fires.
We have had several fires, and we have had some rubbish fires, we have had some bush fires, but 2 of those that jumps out and that are of significant is a house fire we have had at Loreto in St. John's, where a 25 by 20 wooden and concrete structure were completely destroyed by fire. We've also had a fire. We have had several fires, and we have had some rubbish fires, we have had some bush fires, but 2 of those that jumps out and that are of significant is a house fire we have had at Loreto in St. John's, where a 25 by 20 wooden and concrete structure were completely destroyed by fire. We've also had a fire at Carrico that destroyed a wooden structure house, and we have had a fire at St. Andrews, where a wooden shop, in St. David's, an Apotut in St. David's, where a wooden shop was also destroyed by fire. So we have had 3 house fires this weekend, and we have had a number of brush and rubbish fires. So this has been an eventful weekend, both in terms of fire, both in terms of death, and we've had a few accidents as well.
He spoke of death, and we're going to talk about that in a moment. But in questioning him and asking about what the cause of the fires are, they say that they are still investigating, but also called on homeowners to properly secure their homes.
Investigation is still ongoing. Cause of the fires have not yet been determined. The investigators have been on the scene and they continue to work the rubbish and continue to work the investigation that, items that they have discovered from the scene to determine the actual source and cause of the fire. We're not there yet, and we're hoping that we'll be able to determine one way or the other what would cause those fires. We have been seeing quite a lot of fires this last couple of days. And so I need to make this clarion call to homeowners and businesses that we need to step up the way we secure our property or premises, and what kind of hazard that we leave around our house and our premises. There need to be target hardening. There need to be some resilience in terms of how we approach the safety and security of our homes in preventing fires. We are living in difficult times, and the loss of a house means a lot to the occupants of it. And in these difficult economic times, I think it's going to be difficult for people losing premises to rebuild those premises. And so to mitigate against the loss of houses, we have to stress the importance of safety and security.
I think so too, we need to do that. Now, the Royal Grenada Police Force confirms that a body was found on Saturday, 10th April 2021 at Diamond St. Mark. The body was identified by relatives as Jimmy Fraser, who is a 42-year-old curriculum officer of Mount Fendu St. Patrick. He was also known as a former teacher. I think they say that he taught at St. Mark Secondary. Now, they are saying that an autopsy is scheduled to actually determine the cause of death, but they say that their investigations are continuing. Family members and villagers say that they are surprised to learn of the death of this well-known, easygoing man, they say.
Jimmy, as I know Jimmy from a baby, growing up, even they were a very nice person, a man of great passion and ability, His profession is teaching, and he's a different kind of man. He's only a few, I was thinking it was yesterday, but it reminded me, it's Friday I saw Jimmy driving, going up to his home, in River Sally. Normal like everything else, I was more than shocked to hear. But I just came to confirm with what I heard from other people that one of the relatives passed, and to me it seems as though it's Jimmy. While the sister is in great grief, I am more than, while I'm speaking, I'm really touched by that passing of this gentleman. For knowing him as he is, very nice person. Sometimes we speak good about the dead when they're gone, but I sure hearing what I'm saying now, although he's dead, but he was very nice, and he will be greatly missed. No, I'm just here to get some form of confirmation. I am not aware of what happened. I am very, very much touched by that passing of this gentleman. As I said, I don't want to repeat myself over and over, but it's not an easy pill to swallow. Yeah. Sometimes you as a stranger may not understand the feelings of the relatives, He was a family man, always here from time to time looking for his relatives, his siblings. And to hear that, I know Juliet, I don't know how Juliet will make it, but I hope that God will continue to give us strength to fight that battle.
Yeah, I know what you guys mean. No, police did in fact confirm the discovery of that body.
Well, on Saturday again, we were called to we had a report actually from the wife of Mr. Fraser, who indicated that he went to his farm and for a prolonged period of time he was missing. That triggered a search party, and he was later found in his property, face down and pronounced dead. It's too early, it's early days in this investigation, but we have had some preliminary assessment of what might have happened. We are currently investigating this matter. We have not yet done the autopsy, And we trust in that the autopsy will give us a cause of death and will help assist us in pointing the way forward as we go through this investigation.
He was found with what appears to be injuries to the head, and as the officer said, face down. One family member who did not wish to be on camera says that they are baffled as to this particular incident and cannot comment much on what they thought might have happened.
It is far-fetching. It is not altogether. So to give you a reason or a cause of what happened, I would be lying.
Okay,
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, to my knowledge, he went to his land the morning to burn a bamboo stool. And the afternoon, he went back to make sure that the fire hasn't have room to escape to destroy nobody else's property. And this is how the thing starts. And this is how it ends. No missing. They say 24 hours. So we couldn't file even though you tell the police you haven't seen him, but no missing report was filed, because it wasn't 24 hours. But we do our own search party and we found him the morning he was rescued, the morning. Unfortunately dead.
And police say that they are looking into several theories. While on this police matter, they say that they are looking for a person of interest. They are seeking the assistance of the general public in locating Teresa Moraine, and she's of Lagoon Road, St. George. And she is wanted in relation to an ongoing investigation, according to police. Anyone seen Teresa Moraine or has any information about her whereabouts, you're asked to contact the Criminal Investigations Department at 440-3921, Central Police Station at 440-2244, or Police Emergency at 911. You can also call the police hotline at 444-1958 or the nearest police station. By now, many of you have heard about an incident that involved an attack on law enforcement officers. Officers assigned to the Sateas police station were dispatched to police the annual Saraka event in the village of Riversally, St. Patrick. Permission was granted by the authorities for a scaled-down version of the event, and only takeaway service were recommended for this activity. This activity, according to police, ended incident-free. We have the police, the officer who is in charge of the community relations, the department, that's Superintendent Vani Cohen again, explaining what transpired on that night.
And this is a very unfortunate incident. This incident stems from, as you indicated, the Sarakat Riversally. And I want to put on record here and just give some historical context to what has happened for the benefit of the public. The organizers of the committee of the Saraka applied and received permission. So there was permission for a scaled-down version of the Saraka, a version that saw takeaway rather than a congregation of people as we traditionally know it. The Saraka was policed, and it went off incident-free. In fact, the expectations of the police force was met in terms of consistent with the permission that was granted. Subsequent to the Saraka, at the end of the Saraka, at about midnight or 12:30 thereabout, there were a particular popular shop in the area, and there were a number of persons congregated at that shop. And so it is the police responsibility. We are in the Emergency Powers Act. We are under curfew, and curfew starts at midnight. And at such, it was beyond midnight. So the police had, intended to disperse the crowd, and had asked them to be dispersed. And the police were met with retaliation from the community. There were bottles, stones that were thrown. There were what appears to be firearm involved. A few shots, it appears, were fired. Reinforcement was summoned to the area. And, on return of the police officers, the road were blocked. It was a chaotic situation. It was a lawless situation. It's a situation that reminds me of Tivoli Gardens in Jamaica. And sad to say that I'm making the comparison. But as Grenadians, we have to ensure that we do not get to the point of lawlessness where the police doesn't feel safe, or any member of our community doesn't feel safe. There's a total disregard for law and order, total disregard for the decency, of what we're accustomed to in Grenada.
Right. Now, as a result of this, Clyde Thomas, a 39-year-old shopkeeper of Latast, St. Patrick, was arrested and charged for the offense of exposing for sale intoxicating liquor without being the holder of a liquor dealer license. He was informed that he will be further charged for offenses under the COVID-19 regulations. Several other persons were detained in connection with the incident, and charges will be preferred against some of those individuals. Now, 3 officers were involved and injured in that particular incident.
Our policing organization is divided by division and district. And so Riverside is in St. Patrick's, and the police station that service that area would be the Sotes police station. So the Sotes police station would have policed the Saraka, and they would be the first responders to the incident that has happened. And we have had one of our inspectors and 2 constables who were injured as a result of the incident. In fact, there is a police officer who received a bottle in his head, immediately received a laceration that resulted in blood and so forth. And the inspector received a lash on his foot, and so they were taken for medical treatment. They were attended to and were released. Sad that we're discussing this to the, where we are at the stage where law enforcement are being injured by our own community that we serve. And so we continue to appeal to communities that what we want is to work with communities and not work against communities. They need to be the police and communities coming together for the good, for the safety and security of our nation, not we against them and them against us. So it's a very unfortunate incident, and so we appeal to the public that we're looking for partnership, friendship, camaraderie, and not the war between the police and the community.
Now, as I said earlier, the police say that they will leave no stones unturned in ensuring that everyone involved in this particular incident will be brought to justice.
This matter resulted in a number of persons being charged. A number of investigations are continuing as I speak. A number of persons will be charged going forward. And there is a zero tolerance policy from the RGPF as it relates to lawlessness, that type of lawlessness that we're seeing. And so rest assured that all or most who were involved in this incident will be brought to justice. Arrests have started, and arrests will continue until we satisfy that all of the perpetrators that we can identify as being part of this fracas will be brought to justice.
Yeah? Hey, 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 hey.
The sound of gunshots. Now, the next thing that we have to tell you about, in an unrelated matter, a resident of Dunfermline, St. Andrew, was taken to seek medical attention after he was attacked at a bar at Sobeys, St. Andrew on Sunday, 11th April 2021. Officers who responded to the scene also faced challenges with large crowds and 2 bars in the area during the curfew hours. The Royal Grenada Police Force views these latest examples of disrespect for law and orders as extremely alarming, and intends to take a zero-tolerance approach against these emerging trends. Folks, we are moving on. 1 man was found dead in Paradise. We believe that it may be a case of suicide. According to police, he was found hanging.
Well, unfortunately, on Saturday morning, we were called to the scene of a hanging at Paradise. The body of a gentleman was discovered by his relative. Unfortunately, that's an unfortunate way to death and a very untimely death, I may dare say. There's not much details that is available as we speak, but investigation is continuing in this matter. At some point, when we can determine the cause of death, we will be able to make some information available to the public.
Thank you very much, sir, for that. So yeah, on another note, some tourists from St. Vincent and the Grenadines had to be brought to Grenada. Well, actually, to one of the, I think it was on the Beckway Island that they were, and they had to evacuate because of the conditions. And you're on vacation, you want to secure your life, you want to make sure that you are not putting your life at any risk. And so they were brought into Grenada. I think it was about 30 of them, some of whom will be staying for a few days at the Silver Sands Hotel. Some will be returning home pretty soon. Yeah, I know that there are a lot of persons who are wondering what's going on. Are we already bringing in people from St. Vincent and the Grenadines who are supposed to evacuate? All right. Anyway, the Soufriere volcano St. Vincent, several explosions or several explosive eruptions have occurred within the past few days, and satellite imagery shows volcanic ash plumes spreading well to the east and northeast of St. Vincent, so far as Barbados. Understand? There's Saharan dust as well in the atmosphere. What we have seen Sunday morning in Grenada, vehicles, on the vehicles, ash. Some people started complaining about the ash as early as Saturday night. But by Sunday morning, maybe every Grenadian who had a vehicle had some sort of, that stayed outside, had some sort of ash on the vehicle that they had to take out. Some people have still not done anything about it, not being sure as to what they should do, how they should get rid of it. We know that sometimes based on how you treat ash, it can get hard and create a serious problem. It's almost like concrete when it's mixed with water. So that's created a serious problem. The air quality has been compromised here in Grenada, people having serious issues. We also had an advisory that came out from the Met Office speaking of that same thing, the volcanic ash and the Saharan dust, talking about the dust being in and around the Lesser Antilles, including Grenada. All right, so the Met Office said that they've been receiving a lot of reports of deposits of ash-like particles on the vehicles and the vegetation and buildings throughout the state of Grenada. All right, and they want people to still be a little observant, and people with respiratory problems and so on to please be guided accordingly. You know, reduce the amount of time that you stay outside, because you never know. Things can get harder for you in terms of your ability to breathe easily. All right. I know that we have exhausted so much time on our program tonight, but before we go into the next segment, we have to let you know that there's been an urgent call for water for the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines following the conclusion of a third emergency meeting of the National Emergency Advisory Council, NEAC, on Saturday. The urgent need for water was presented as the eruption has compromised the island's main water source. And so there have been several initiatives out there for raising funds to get water for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And like I said earlier, we here at Mikey Live, we have partnered with WFM Radio and with some other businesses to do this water drive, and we want to get 2,000 cases of water to St. Vincent and the Grenadines this week. We are well on our way to getting to that target, but it has to be with your help. We have brought tomorrow into the mix. So in other words, you've got the opportunity to get your water tomorrow, God's willing. Yes, get your water tomorrow, God's willing. Bring it into us. If you do not have vehicle or way or means of getting it to us, bring in the receipt. Go get it at a supermarket. If not, just bring the cash. That's the easiest thing. Just bring the cash, and we go to one of the water companies. Well, more than one, because we want to make sure that everybody gets a little something. We've asked them for deals so that your dollar can stretch a little further. And of course, we will purchase those cases of water on your behalf and get it to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And this is something that we really, really want to do. Tomorrow is going to be the last day for that, because we have to get the water out. All right, we have to get the water out to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And we appreciate all of you who have so far helped with this initiative, and we know that there are more who can come on board. All right. For those of you who have not yet done so, we'd like to please encourage you to please go ahead. Oh, and Shireen and Kireen and Khadija and the Mikey Life Helping Hands Foundation, Canada, the United States and Grenada. You guys are just amazing. So we want to say thank you guys. Linton as well for helping. Thank you, Cecil, for helping Mrs. W. Everyone who has helped, we want to say those on the ground. Thank you. And we may need a few volunteers tomorrow, maybe about 2 or 3 persons to help us with water from about midday, to help us take the water from the vehicles and just put it in the storeroom. So if you're not doing anything tomorrow and you want to just come by to give us a little help, you don't even have to call, just show up. All right, from about 12 at Cross Street in St. George's, where we are doing the water drive. You can just stay with us there for a little while so that we can have that manpower to help us move the water from the vehicles that are coming to drop the water right there into the storeroom. It's just about, it's a short distance of about 10-15 feet. All right. So we would appreciate your assistance with that, 2 or 3 persons. All right, so folks, permit me to take a break. I see that we have run out of time for this segment. I want to take a quick break. I want to come back. We've got the national report, and we also have the weather. Stay tuned for that. Don't forget you can check out our website, mikeylive.com, for all the latest news. You can check us out there, mikeylive.com. And if you have not yet done so, we'd like to encourage you to please go ahead and follow our page so that you can get instant updates whenever we post them. Stay tuned. We will be back.
The Small Business Development Fund is committed to providing support for your small business in these challenging times. We've upgraded our loan resources to ensure that your small business continues to thrive. Get business loans up to $40,000 with an unsecured limit of $10,000. Small businesses in agriculture, tourism, fisheries, and agro-processing will receive our unbeatable reduced interest rate of 3%. Get financial assistance for your small business today. Contact us at 459-0773 or via email at info.sbdf@gmail.com. The Small Business Development Fund, a program from the Government of Grenada supporting small business development.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Free delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business.
For your education.
For your financial freedom.
For that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, Daisy.
Yeah?
Boy, in line, boy, your house looking real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Boys, people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex, or give them a call 440-1015 or 440-1016, or check out their website hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store now has amazing deals, special discounted prices on wedding sets, watches, and selected jewelry. We sell top brand jewelry and watches like Citizen at the best price. We offer the best deals and customer service on the island. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays, 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store, located at the Esplanade Mall, St. George's, Grenada. Visit or call us today for 14-3114-232-1234 or WhatsApp 533-1581. Sale is on for a limited time only.
Are you prepared for the hurricane season? Do you have a plan? Remember, water is essential in any emergency plan. Determine your family's water needs. Ensure your storage containers are food grade and store at minimum 35 gallons of water per person per day for at least 1 week. Understand that your planning may be different this year because of the need to protect yourself and others from COVID-19. Take the necessary actions to ensure that your household has an adequate stored water supply should there be an interruption. Be prepared. NAWASA, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Anywhere at any time and have it delivered to you right here in Grenada at yogo.gd.
Grenada coordinates initial shipment of emergency supplies to St. Vincent. We'll have details to this story and more in the National Report. With the details to the news for Monday, April 12, 2021, I am Abigail McIntyre. The government of Grenada has coordinated an initial shipment of emergency supplies to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, which continues to grapple with the explosive eruption of the La Soufrière volcano. With support from various organizations and private individuals, Grenada was able to send a truck containing 4,000 gallons of water and 5,712 cases of water. The water was transported via the Bequia Express, which arrived in Grenada on Sunday with in-transit passengers from the Vincentian island of Canouan. Permanent Secretary with responsibility for disaster management, Ms. Rhonda Jones, told the Government Information Service she is pleased with the outpouring of support.
It is quite heartwarming to see how our citizens have come together and they are supporting our brothers and sisters in St. Vincent. Of course, NADMA would have issued a public release asking for relief items to be donated. And so in the coming days, we would continue to reiterate that call, and we would indicate to citizens particular donation drop-off points so that we will continue to support the relief operation.
The National Emergency Advisory Committee has been activated in response to the unfolding situation in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. National Disaster Coordinator Benedict Peters said the committee, and by extension, the National Disaster Emergency Agency, will continue to play a coordinating role in Grenada's response.
We thought it was a good opportunity to try to get some supplies back up to St. Vincent. So we made an announcement and we have informed a few organizations. So we are here today just tallying out the support that we have gotten, the response that we have gotten, which is very good in regard to the short time. So most of it is water, which I am happy about because I know water is a major resource at this point in time based on the conditions in St. Vincent and other items. But we're happy here that persons have responded. And as you could see here, we have a good response based on the short notice.
Several organizations contributed to Sunday's effort, including the Rotary Club, Grenada Bar Association, PWU and GUT, Lacroix Brothers, and Team Generation X. As part of Grenada's response mechanism, the NEAC has already convened a number of emergency meetings to discuss preparations to accept possible evacuees from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Tonya Hyacinth, a member of NADMA's COVID response team, says she is also heartened by the generosity of Grenadians.
For a short notice of call of water, we see that many different agencies are here dropping off water to be sent to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, our sister island. We also had personal donations coming through, and this we must say thank you to the general public, but we must let you know that it doesn't end here. We will organize for another transit to St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
St. George's University has partnered with the government to provide accommodation at the former SGU buildings in Grand Anse. Vincentian disaster management officials have shared their list of needs, which includes hygiene kits, water tanks, portable toilets, and respirator masks with filters. Persons wishing to donate items to the emergency relief effort can call NADMA. The Meteorological Office says it has received reports of ash-like particles following several explosions at the La Soufrière volcano in St. Vincent. GIS spoke with Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sean Charles about the effect this can have on people's health.
The ash particles, when they are breathed in, they can cause irritation to the airway, and this can worsen conditions such as asthma and bronchitis and so on. So individuals who have these issues may suffer some degree of difficulty breathing. It can cause maybe coughing and wheezing, maybe some sore throat, maybe nasal congestion. All of these may result.
Dr. Charles says while there is not a heavy concentration of particles as compared with other Caribbean countries, people with medical conditions should take the necessary precaution.
Now, for individuals who have medical conditions that can be aggravated by the dust and so on that is in the atmosphere, they should ensure that they have their medication, their inhalers, the steroid inhalers and the other inhaler that relaxes the airway to assist in alleviating the symptoms. Right? But as much as possible, if they can avoid exposure to the dirt and the ash, this would be the first advice that they would be given.
This is a national report. The news will continue after the break. Welcome back. Grenada's vaccination campaign continues this week at a number of centers across the country. Ministry of Health teams will be at the National Stadium and Radisson Hotel, as well as Munich, La Tante, La Porterie, Tivoli, and Chantemelle. Vaccines will be administered between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. On Friday, Grenada received 24,000 Oxford AstraZeneca vaccines through the COVAX facility. Permanent Secretary with responsibility for Hospital and Community Health Services, Hannah Julian St. Paul, says the Ministry of Health has a responsibility to assist in returning the country to some semblance of normalcy, and the vaccination is one of the strategies at this time.
We have seen as a ministry that vaccination has worked for us. We have facts to show that, because within our childhood immunization program, we can boast of the eradication of several communicable diseases from within our region. And hence, the ministry stands strong behind vaccination. We have seen the results of vaccination. And we want to encourage at this time also each and every one of our citizens to go out and be vaccinated against COVID-19. We continue to fight, and the only way out of this pandemic is vaccination.
PAHO's country program specialist in Grenada, Fiona Anthony, says the arrival of the vaccine is a hopeful step in the fight against COVID-19, and PAHO is happy to have facilitated the transportation. Our region, the Americas, she says, will have to immunize 700 million people, which is a significant public health undertaking.
Of which we're expecting, hopefully, between 60 to 80% of the population in Grenada to be vaccinated. Access to COVID-19 vaccines should not be a privilege for few, but a right that we all share, regardless of who we are or where we come from. PAHO is supporting countries in distributing COVID-19 vaccines to their populations, building on their long experience with vaccination campaigns and immunization programs. Around 141.7 million people have received at least one dose of the vaccine in the Americas, 26% of this amount in Latin America and the Caribbean. As the PAHO Director, Dr. Carissa Etienne, recently mentioned, immunization in Latin America and the Caribbean should be a global priority, and our region needs vaccines as soon as possible, and as many vaccines as possible to save lives.
Minister for Agriculture, Lands and Forestry, the Honorable Peter David, met recently with Commissioner of Police Edwin Martin to discuss the troubling subject of predial larceny and what can be done to effect change. Karima Lewis has more in this report.
The hierarchy of the Royal Grenada Police Force and the Ministry of Agriculture have begun conversations surrounding the approach that needs to be taken to effectively address the problem of predial larceny. Commissioner of Police Edwin Martin, together with Assistant Commissioners of Police Jessamine Prince and John Mitchell, consulted with Minister for Agriculture Honorable Peter David recently on the issue. With the knowledge that predial larceny continues to have adverse effects on the agricultural sector, a number of strategies have been discussed with the aim of quelling some of the problems. According to Commissioner of Police Edwin Martin, positive effects can only come from this through collaboration with farmers and the general public.
The challenges are multidimensional, and therefore I think our response also has to be multidimensional. There's an issue of resources as it relates from within the police force, having adequate resources to address that problem. And we discussed that in the meeting as well, and different pathways that can be taken to address this problem. We also have the issue, and a critical element of it has to do with cooperation and collaboration. And a main element of this will be the issue of having collaboration with farmers in addressing this particular problem.
Additionally, Commissioner Martin says that the mindset of the general public also needs addressing, as they have a part to play in the increase of the crime. He says there needs to be a societal approach in curbing the issue.
Not all of the predial larceny, I believe, is associated with the actual issue of providing bread and butter or a meal, but some of it is done for profit. And this is where our concern is. We have a set of persons that are deemed as receivers who purchase the predial produce from persons that steal them. and we need to have a serious approach in addressing to that. So we need to make sure that members of the public have a comprehensive understanding of the problem of predial larceny so that the wider community, not just police and farmers, can factor in to whatever approaches is necessary for us to stem this problem.
Minister for Agriculture, Honourable Peter David, relays his optimism for the future of predial larceny. With collaboration from the general public and the commitment of the RGPF, David says predial larceny could become a thing of the past.
I'm certain that all of us in society see the need. You know, COVID-19 has taught us the importance of agriculture. COVID-19 has taught us that agriculture is not only important for livelihoods, but it's also important for food security. And if we truly want to build the society and develop the society, we must all engage in agricultural development, not as farmers, but certainly we can do it as consumers, and we can do it as persons who are looking out to ensure that predial larceny is eradicated from this society.
The Ministry of Agriculture, Lands and Forestry is currently in the process of rolling out its predial larceny strategy as it seeks to raise awareness and discourage acts of the crime. For the Ministry of Agriculture, I am Karima Lewis.
Thank you, Karima. And that brings us to the end of today's edition of the National Report for Monday, April 12, 2021. Recapping the top story, Grenada coordinates initial shipment of emergency supplies to St. Vincent. On behalf of the entire news team here at the Government Information Service, I am Abigail McIntyre. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, Abigail. And now for a look at the weather. The weather, partly cloudy to cloudy and hazy with a few light showers, becoming fewer by early morning. There's a warning. Low potential for ash fall, however, moderate haze may reduce visibility. Tonight's minimum temperature is expected to be about 25 degrees Celsius. Winds east-northeasterly to east-southeasterly at 8 to 18 miles per hour, becoming variable to calm at times. Seas moderate with waves 4 to 6 feet in open waters. A marine advisory remains in effect. And so that is our weather report for tonight. I'm looking for my phone that I usually would have so that I can see who's on, so that I can say hi to you. And I'm not able to see that. Okay, so I can tell that we have Kireen. Thanks again, Kireen. We have also Javar, Trevelin, Kimo, Kerry, Sharon, Rolander. We have with us as well Ruth. We have Raven. We have Denise. We have Suzette. Thanks very much, Suzette. We have also, I said Sharon already, right? Then we have Salisha, Sabina, Angel, and the Helping Hands Foundation in Canada and the US, Cynthia, Ala, and Spice Girl. We want to say hi to you as well. Sweetness, we see you there, and Angel, we see that you're there as well. Thank you very much, Michelle, as well, and all the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Thank you for watching as well. So take care of yourselves and your family. Sharon, I see that you're there. Thanks. And Danny, I see that you're there as well. So thank you very much. We want to say thank you for your support and all your. All right. Now that we have the small family together, let us make this happen, please, for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So just us, if no one else. I know that the people who stay back, there's usually the more loyal people. So I spoke to a few people, and the situation is really, really, really tough in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Really tough. I had one of my friends who was saying, Mikey, I feel so vulnerable. Never before in my life have I felt so helpless. And that is somebody I've known for years, and they're well off in a sense, but at this time, no one is well off. The need for water is universal. The need for food is universal. You see? And so let us imagine going a day. I cannot go a night without water. So when I leave here, I need water. If I don't get it, I have to search the entire country. I can't drink water out of the tap. But they don't even have that luxury. They don't even have that luxury. Imagine children in shelters needing water, needing food, just waiting to see who's going to drop off something for them. people who have left everything behind because they had no choice. And so they are in a shelter just waiting to see the van come to deliver food and water. Every sound that the child hears, they think it is food. Every time we hear a little vehicle rumbling, they're looking out to see if the food has arrived, to see if the water has arrived. For people who've been in the orange zones and so on, things are not the same. So even with them, the water situation is bad. Imagine all of that. So here's what. The water that you see went up to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Don't think that, oh, they get a lot of water already. Because here's what's happening. Your water is used every day. And so in a matter of days, what the supply that we sent will be gone, all gone. And so we have to keep replenishing their supply. And so that is why we want to do this big, to ensure that they have for a little while. I ain't asking for 100 cases to go up to St. Vincent. We're asking for 2,000 cases. And that will happen with your help. Only with your help. So please, come on board. Even if it's at $20, $10, come and drop it off tomorrow. Or send somebody to drop it off tomorrow, please. Every one of you, there's about 500 of you watching right now. Just a $10 from everybody. Just a $10 or $20 from every one of you will help go a long way, right? Or if every one of you on the program, 500 of you now, give us $30. You understand? That will be 500 cases of water. Just us alone on the program right now. That will be 500 cases of water, just $30 each. That's all we're asking for. If you can do more, then let's do that. So you see why I say 2,000 cases should be very easy to achieve. But it will help go a long way. So send a family member with the money so that we can get the water. Please. Tomorrow, Cross Street St. George's from 9:30. Please make that donation. We look forward to that. Celine and everyone else, thank you very much, and may God richly bless you and your family. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we all say, Ja! No! All the best.